Software can now beat software at proving it is human. So what happens when the internet runs out of things that can tell a bot from a person? A forum marketer posted a theory that is harder to shake than you might think. They said we are literally automating ourselves out of a software-based internet, and the evidence is right in front of us. Headless browsers can now seamlessly bypass almost any software capture or behavioral check. The old model of the internet was simple. Software verifies software. You prove you are not a bot by clicking pictures of crosswalks or typing warped letters. But that model is dead. The machines that guard the gate are themselves machines, and they have gotten very, very good at lying. Here is the beautiful irony that one commenter called out perfectly. For nearly 20 years, every time you solved a captcha to prove you were human, you were also training the very AI that would eventually break it. Those image recognition tasks, the ones where you pick out the bus or the bicycle, they were feeding data into machine learning models. The people keeping AI out and the people training AI to get in were using the same pool of human answers. It was always a matter of time. The captcha industry was selling its own death sentence, one correct answer at a time. One commenter put it plainly. Computers can trivially solve complex captcha now. They remembered when optical character recognition was so bad it could not reliably detect a few warped letters with lines on top. That was the old world. The new world is headless browsers that mimic human behavior so well that behavioral analysis cannot tell the difference. Digital marketers running automated posting scripts and botnets pushing content at scale have raised the bar so high that the old gates no longer hold. The architecture of the internet was built on the assumption that humans and machines could be told apart, and that assumption has evaporated. So what comes next? The Post argues that the next decade will bring a massive paradigm shift. Accessing any read or write layer of the web will require cryptographic proof of physical biology. Not a password, not a fingerprint scanned by a camera that a smartphone can spoof, but actual proof that you are a biological human being. You will need a local secure enclave or dedicated biometric hardware to handshake with a server and prove you have a pulse before you can even leave a comment or register an account. The wild west of anonymous web traffic is ending because digital marketers and botnets pushed automation too far. The Post points to something called an orb as an example of where this is heading. The orb is a biometric verification device from World ID that you can find at staffed locations or self-serve maps around the world. It reads your iris to create a unique proof that you are a real human and not a bot or a duplicate account. The Post links directly to a page for finding your nearest orb. Whether this is the right direction or just another version of the same problem is another question entirely. The comments reveal a split on who is responsible. One commenter said the blame rests entirely on the shoulders of marketers and the advertising industry. Their greed and amorality led the internet down this path. Another agreed, calling marketing the root of all evils. But a third commenter pushed back hard. They said no, we did not bring this on ourselves. They had never willingly bought or paid for any advertising, and odds are the vast majority of people had not. We did not vote for this. We just woke up one day and the gates were locked behind biometric scanners. There is a deeper fear here too. One commenter warned that the case will be made for verification, but the money and control will use it to push an agenda of tracking. We will get human verification, but it is not going to be in our interests. Most people will tell you that you are paranoid if you raise it. Apathy and reduced critical thinking will win. The person who solved the problem of proving you are human might also be the person who can prove everything you do online. And of course the internet responded with jokes. One commenter wrote, "Please insert biological appendage into disk drive." Another predicted the onslaught of green texts and memes about not being able to shit post because the appendage is too small. Someone else asked if the cylinder would at least remain unharmed. These are silly jokes, but they point to something real. When you require biological proof, the human body becomes the authentication mechanism, and that is a weird place to be. The core insight from the original post is that we built this on ourselves. Digital marketers and botnets pushed software automation so far that the old gates broke, and now the only way forward is through the body. The future internet is hardware-gated identity all the way down. Every comment, every account, every transaction requires proof that a real human is behind it. The question is whether that proof protects us or controls us. The answer depends on who holds the keys to the orb. This is Orbit Reports. If you want the full breakdown of how the internet got here and where it is going next, hit subscribe and we will keep tracking the signals. See you in the next one.